Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Next Speak. Today, I want to give you something you can actually do to learn English fast, even if you are busy, tired, working, studying, or taking care of family. Many adults say, Michael, I want to improve my English communication, but I don't have time. And I understand life is full. Your day is already full, but here is the important truth. You do not need 3 hours a day. You do not need perfect motivation. You do not need a perfect schedule. What you need is one small system that fits inside real life. So today, I will give you a 30-minute daily English routine designed especially for busy adults and self-learners looking for ESL learning tips. It is simple, it is structured, it is repeatable, and it helps you build real English speaking practice. This routine is based on a few powerful learning ideas to help you speak English fluently. First, learning works better when you practice a little every day instead of a lot once a week. Short sessions repeated over time help the brain remember more strongly. Second, when you see words and phrases again and again in meaningful situations, they become familiar and easier to use. Third, when you try to speak and remember, not just listen, your brain builds stronger connections for conversational English. So this language learning system is not random. It is designed for how people actually learn. The goal is simple. Make spoken English practice part of your normal day. Let's begin. All right, before we talk about the 30 minutes, we must talk about when. Busy adults often fail to learn English naturally, not because they are lazy, but because they never decide when English will happen. So choose a daily anchor. An anchor is something that already happens in your day. After breakfast, after your evening tea, after work, before bed. When you connect your practice English speaking time to something you already do, it becomes automatic. You don't need to think, you just begin. Now we start the 30-minute routine. The first rule for learning everyday English is very important. Start fast, no thinking. Do not search for content every day. Do not open 10 apps. Do not waste 5 minutes deciding. Decision is the enemy of consistency, so prepare one small English folder on your phone inside this folder. Keep one short audio or video, a simple note page, and a voice recorder to improve English listening. When your English time begins, you press play immediately. No thinking, okay. For the first 2 or 3 minutes, you just listen. No pressure, no writing, no stopping. 3 minutes. This is like warming up your brain. You are telling yourself English time has started. When you start fast, you continue your English study plan more easily. Then listen for useful lines. This is 4 minutes, 3 to 10. This is our listening time. This is not passive listening like background music, and it is not exam listening where you try to understand every single word. Your goal is simple. Catch useful lines to boost your English vocabulary. During these 7 minutes, you listen and choose only 2 sentences, not 10, only 2. Why only 2? Because busy adults do not need many words. They need useful words and phrases they can actually use for English small talk. Choose sentences that feel natural and practical. For example, I will check and let you know. That sounds like a good idea. Give me a minute. I'm not sure yet. You see, these are natural and practical. You can use them in many different situations. You listen, and when a line feels useful, you replay it once or twice. Then you write it in your note page. Now you have your 2 daily lines. These 2 lines are your material for English speaking practice today. They will become part of your English. This method helps because repeated exposure makes language familiar. When you meet a phrase again and again in real context, your brain slowly stores it. It saves it. Over time, it becomes easier to remember and use to speak confidently in English. Okay, now we move on to minutes 10 to 18. Shadowing with energy. Now we train your mouth and your ears. We do shadowing. The English shadowing technique means you listen and speak at the same time or just after the speaker. You copy the rhythm, the speed, and the sound. But many learners do shadowing in a stressful way. They try to be perfect, they get tired, and then they quit. So we use a smarter version to achieve English fluency. I call it 3-stage shadowing. Stage 1, slow shadowing. For 2 minutes, you pause often, you repeat slowly, you focus on clarity. No pressure. Stage 2, normal shadowing. For 3 minutes, you try to follow the speaker more naturally. You don't stop every second. You aim for flow, not perfection. Stage 3, strong shadowing for 3 minutes. You speak with energy a little louder like an actor. You copy emotion, not just words. Now you may ask, why should I do this? Because language is not only vocabulary, it is rhythm, it is sound, it is confidence. When you shadow, your mouth learns how English moves, helping to improve English pronunciation. If the audio is long, choose only 20 or 30 seconds to shadow. Repeat that small part many times. Short, repeated practice helps more than long, difficult practice. By minute 18, your brain and mouth are awake. Okay, now comes the most important part, speaking, but this is guided speaking, not free talking. Many learners try free talking to practice spoken English. They sit alone and try to talk about anything, but they feel stuck. They do not know what to say. So we do not do free talking. We do guided speaking to improve oral English. We use your 2 daily lines as a base, as a foundation. Let's take one of the examples I mentioned earlier. I'll check and let you know. First, say it alone 3 times. I'll check and let you know. I'll check and let you know. I'll check and let you know. Slow, then normal. Now expand it with 1 extra sentence. I'll check and let you know. I need a few minutes. Now shift it into different situations. I'll check and let you know this afternoon. I'll check and let you know when I get home. I'll check and let you know if it is available. You see, you're not creating English from zero. You are using a base. You are building around a strong sentence. We do the same with the second example I mentioned earlier. That sounds like a good idea. That sounds like a good idea. That sounds like a good idea. So you say it 3 times. Slow, then normal, then we expand it. That sounds like a good idea. Let's try it. That sounds like a good idea. We can start tomorrow. That sounds like a good idea. Let's go. That sounds like a good idea. I'm free on Saturday. So this method trains your brain to use language flexibly. You are not memorizing one sentence. You are learning how to move it into real life. And when you try to say sentences from memory, your brain becomes stronger, making it a great way to learn conversational English. Okay, now we lock today's learning to truly master English speaking. Close your notes, look away from screen. Try to say your 2 lines from memory, then say 1 expanded version, then 1 shifted version. A version that you have changed slightly. If you forget, that's fine. Look and try again. This step is short but powerful. When you try to remember something, your brain builds strong memory connections. Now record a 20-second voice note. For example, I'll check and let you know this afternoon. That sounds like a good idea. Let's start tomorrow. This recording gives you a record of your progress. You can listen later and hear your improvement in English conversation skills. Now, why this English for busy adults routine works. Let's step back and understand why this routine works. First, it is short, only 30 minutes. Second, it focuses on useful phrases, not random vocabulary. It includes English listening skills, speaking, memory, and repetition. That's the third reason. Number 4, it removes decision stress. You know what you want to do. Number 5, it builds a daily habit. Busy adults do not need complicated plans. They need simple systems that repeat every day. This routine also works because it connects listening and speaking. Many learners listen a lot, but never speak. Others try to speak but have no input. So here, input and speaking work together to provide complete ESL communication practice. You listen, you shadow, you speak with the structure. You remember, and you repeat tomorrow. Now, what if you miss a day? Life happens. You get tired, you travel to places like Chicago or New York, you work late, and you may miss a day. If you miss a day, do not panic. Do not try to do 2 hours the next day. Just return to the routine. So my friends, that is your 30-minute daily English routine for busy adults. If you do this daily, English will stop being something you study. It will become something you live with. And when English becomes part of your life, improvement becomes natural. Tell me, what is your daily anchor? Morning, evening, or before bed? And what topics do you like? Work, English, travel, or daily conversation? Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Next Speak. Until next time, keep thinking, keep speaking, and keep unleashing your English language skills. Oh, and before you run off to conquer your busy day, let's do one quick practice sentence together. Repeat after me. I will totally like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Wow, your pronunciation on that was absolutely perfect. See you next time.